It's also a cool wee fill on. Yeah, hear that? Cool wee fill on the hi-hat. Hear that reverb bouncing off the hi-hat?
Just like the one
Slide. Right.
sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Those harmonies are ridiculous, you know? So sexy. Like, oh, whew, that's hot. Those vocals. Whoa, right, okay, let's move on. Hi folks, welcome back. So the Patreon poll has voted for Stevie Nicks, Edge of 17. This is going to be an unscripted analysis of the song, not a reaction. Heard the song many times throughout my life, although it has been many years since I've heard it. So looking forward to this. Let's break it down, see what happens. Start off with a little bit of an official kind of background on the video, getting some stuff from Wikipedia here, so hopefully everything's right. Any incorrections, please let me know. So the song was released on February the 4th, 1982. It was recorded in 1981. The single version is 4 minutes 10, although I think we're going to be doing the album version today, which is just under 5.5 minutes long. So it comes from Stevie's debut album, Belladonna, and it was the third single from that album. Lyrics were written by Stevie Nicks to express the grief resulting from the death of her uncle Jonathan and the murder of John Lennon during the same week of December 1980. That was news on me, I didn't know that. The song features a distinctive chugging 16th note guitar riff, or over here we call them semiquavers. Yeah, I mean, that's the main thing that apart from her vocals, of course, that's the main thing that always grabbed my ear. You know, we'll be talking about that, I'm sure. Simple chord structure and you know, distinctive drum beat as well. The song's title for the single was Edge of 17, parenthesis, just like the white-winged dove. Apparently she just missed out on the top 10, Billboard Hot 100, peaking at number 11. But obviously, despite this is, you know, it's a huge song. Most people, I guess, I would imagine most people have heard it somewhere culturally, whether it's from a TV ad or, you know, in different films and things like that. You know, it's one of those songs that, you know, sometimes when I'm teaching people, I'll reference a particular song by title and there'll be a blank expression on their face. Play them the first few notes, they're like, oh yeah, yeah. You know, it's probably one of those songs. Maybe not everybody knows it's Stevie Nicks, but most people are bound to have heard this before. So a wee bit of background and inspiration. According to Nicks, the title came from a conversation she had with Tom Petty's first wife, Jane, about the couple's first meeting. Jane said that they met at the age of 17, but Jane's strong southern accent, which I'm not going to attempt, made it sound like the edge of 17 to Nicks. She liked the sound of the phrase so much that she told Jane she would write a song for it and give her credit for the inspiration. Although Nicks had originally planned to use the title for a song about Tom and Jane Petty, the death of her uncle Jonathan and the murder of John Lennon during the same week of December 1980 inspired a new song for which Nicks used the title. Nicks' producer and lover, Jimmy Iovine, is that right, was a close friend of Lennon, and Nicks felt helpless to comfort him. So a lot of trauma around this, actually, yeah. Soon after, Nicks flew home to Phoenix, Arizona to be with her uncle Jonathan, who was dying of cancer. She remained with her uncle and his family until death. Nicks had never actually heard a dove's call before. Apparently she revealed this in 2020 when she said she had only just heard it recently. Wow. Wow, that's strange. The opening lyrics, we have doves everywhere here in Northern Ireland, so I mean they're a bit of a nuisance, so we're well used to them. But fortunately, they haven't ruined this song for me. The opening lyrics were inspired by a menu she was reading at a Phoenix restaurant in 1980, which said, "The white-winged dove sings a song that sounds like she's singing ooh, 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 or coo, 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 I don't know. It's a bit of a dove thing in it. Like, come on. Perfect. She makes her home here in the great saguaro cactus. Saguaro? That provides shelter and protection for her. Throughout the song, a distinctive 16th note guitar riff played by Waddy Watchell, there's a name and a half, progressing through C, D, and E minor. So the keys obviously E minor there. During the bridge, the chords alternate twice between E minor and C. Watchell claimed that the Police's song "Bring On the Night" was the inspiration for the riff. Bring on the night? That might be one of those things I was just talking about. The title is not clicking with me, but I'm sure I've heard it. Weird. I was actually talking about the Police the other day, because there's one of the Bruno. I'm teaching a girl a Bruno Mars song, And I was saying that this song reminded me of something by the Police. So weird. Anyway, as is typical of Nix's songs, the lyrics are highly symbolic. Nix has said that the white-winged dove represents the spirit leaving the body on death, and some of the verses capture her experience of the days leading up to her uncle Jonathan's death. Wow. Cool stuff. Right, so a quick run through of the personnel. Stevie Nicks on lead vocals, she's the writer. Waddy Watchell on guitar. Bob Glob, some class names here, but bass guitar. Russ Kunkel, drums. Bobby, I'm presuming, although it looks like Bob Bye, like B-Y-E. I've never seen Bobby spelled like that. Bobby Hall, percussion. Ben Montench, organ. This is the best list of names I've ever seen. Roy Bitton, piano. Laurie Perry, backing vocals. And Sharon Sinali on backing vocals as well. And produced by Jimmy Iovine. Wow, not a Jim Smith in sight.
Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing.
Chills already.
Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh. And the days go by like a strand in the wind, in the web that is blown. I begin again. Said to my friend, baby, nothing else matters. He was no more than a baby then. Well, he Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh. Well, then suddenly there was no one left standing in the hall. Yeah, yeah, when it flood up tearless, no one really ever heard her fall at all. Well, I ran searching for an answer, staring down the hall, and not to find an answer, just to hear the call of a night bird singing, come away, come away, come away. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, yeah, ooh. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, yeah, ooh. Well, I hear you in the morning, and I hear you at nightfall. Sometimes to be near you is to be unable to feel you, my love. I'm a few years older than you. I'm a few years older than you. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, said ooh.
Whew. And they leave you wanting more, even after 5.5 minutes, eh? Same 3 chords, basically over and over and over, and yet passes by like that. It's something very hypnotic about the whole thing, pulls you right in. I don't know, I kind of felt like I had my eyes closed for most of it, if not all of it, and it was just, you know, just took me off completely. Yeah, it's just captivating, absolutely captivating. So going to go back now, break it down a little bit as we go on. One of the things that sort of stands out to me as a musician, right? So I played a lot of gigs in my time. I write music, play a lot of classical music, and I don't mean this to come across the wrong way, but I play a lot of very, very complex music, especially, you know, when you're learning Claude Debussy or I don't know, Rachmaninoff and stuff like that. You know, one bar has more changes in it than this entire song. So when you're exposed to that for so long throughout your life, I think, at least personally speaking, I have a very, very low tolerance or a low threshold for lots of repetitiveness in music. So because of that, it's even more astounding to me how something with just a few ingredients can completely break that kind of problem that I have with a lot of music, that I feel like it, I don't know, I wish it did this or I wish it did that. They should have done this. You know, craving more. So this is a perfect example of a pop song with the emotion is oozing out from everything. You know, the production's cool, and so the ups and downs. There's just a constant tease throughout the song with this, and you know the very sporadic nature of the full band. You know, when the drum comes in, the full drums come in. It's sort of few and far between. So all that stuff in between, it's all just sort of like, you know, it's just like a constant tease. And her vocals are just pure siren song. The backing vocals, the structure of the song on the outset seems very complex. So bear with me. I know I've been talking about the simple side of it so far. It's simple harmonically, but it's and in terms of the rhythms that are being reused and stuff like that, yes, you could say, okay, repetitive, repetitive, repetitive. But the structure of the song, I would say, is complex. This is the type of song that if I was still in the cover band that I used to play in years ago and somebody said, let's learn that, it would be a nightmare to remember this song. You know, when do we change to the C chord? When do we change? When do we stay on the pedal of the E minor? You know, it would be very, very difficult to hook in with this arrangement and not make mistakes from the musician side of point. You know, the drummer coming in early or holding back the arrangement of it. So I think one of the reasons why that is there is because of the nature of the vocals. It's very unusual. I'm calling it pop. Pop is in commercial. You know, everybody can enjoy this no matter what your sort of taste in music is. It's one of those songs that breaks down the boundaries of everything. It's just a fantastic song. So even if this isn't, you're not a big Fleetwood Mac fan or this or that, I know I could put this on for like a 12-year-old that I'm teaching that's listening to Taylor Swift or somebody who's into Metallica. Play them this, they're all going to love it because it's just fantastic. Just fantastic, full stop. But if you listen to the song structure, her vocal, it's very sort of it doesn't have this sort of verse chorus verse chorus verse chorus structure that you can hook on and figure out first time listening in most other songs. I mean, I've heard this song several times, and even as I was going through here, I kind of felt like I'm not quite sure what bit comes next. And there were parts I was listening to, I was like, I don't even really remember that bit. Now I go, okay, there was a single version we talked about at the beginning, so it's possible that I may be only familiar with that. But the way her vocals seem to go, it's just her vocal on its own, and the backing vocals come in. Everything about it felt very sort of, is it non-linear in a way? You know, it's moving forward, but I'm finding it difficult actually to describe. It's almost like somebody telling a story, and although there are refrains, you're not quite sure. It doesn't have the same sort of melody from the last time or whatever. You know, she seems like she's in like an improvisatory state. That's what it sounds like. They've managed to capture that on the record. I don't know how much of that was there when they demoed it and stuff, or if they demoed it even, like, you know, before they got there, but imagine they would, because it sounds so free, as if it's all jammed. But like I said, because of the bits, full band comes in and out and all the rest, all that has to be pre-arranged beforehand. So I actually think this would be surprisingly difficult to put together, because of that sort of free-flowing nature of the vocal and where she wants to go. So stunning, absolutely stunning. I'm no vocal expert. I consider myself somewhat of an expert when it comes to music because I've been studying it and teaching it for so long. But rather than focusing on vocals and things like that, I'll leave that to the vocal experts. I can just tell you about what I hear as a musician or whatever. But I think what I'll mainly be doing is talking a bit about the production and different things that are going on. So hopefully you find my thoughts interesting nonetheless. So I think we're going to go back then and do this breakdown. So let's go. Please consider taking a moment to check out my other channel, JW Soundworks, where you will find unique cover song performances, newly composed piano arrangements, and all of my self-composed original music. So we come straight in, hi-hat, guitar and that riff that we talked about before. So although we're calling they're 16th notes, and they are in Europe here, or UK or Europe or whatever, we call them semiquavers. Hopefully this is going to come through. Yeah. So wee bit more distortion on my guitar, but listen to the accents. Let's see, we'll talk into guitar cam here. Hopefully this is working. So it's not just, it's not flat. You hear the chug. See, if you go into studio to record that, that's incredibly hard to do. Incredibly hard to be sort of metronomic in this. It's at such a sort of medium to slow pace that the amount of control it takes in your right hand to keep that in time, I feel that's a very difficult thing to do as a guitarist. So it is, you know, even playing faster, I feel that's easier than, see, even getting a start is not easy, you know? Maybe I haven't practiced my alternate picking enough, but that's hard to do, and then to maintain that through the whole song. I wonder, did they loop anything, or is that straight, like, proper Waddy Watchell? You know. But that little surge there is backed up with the hi-hat. If you listen to the, you'll hear the, you'll hear the accent. So that helps with the groove. That's what makes it groove. It's not just flat. There's also, whatever reverb is being used on the hi-hat, I feel like it jumps out more on the accents, like we hear the you know, and it reverberates. There's also this cool slide down to whenever he goes to the C, where she comes in, you know. Yeah, so anyway. There's also a cool wee fill on, yeah, I hear that. Cool wee fill on the hi-hat. Hear that reverb bouncing off the hi-hat.
Just like the wild wind
Slide, right.
sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Those harmonies are ridiculous, you know. So sexy, like, oh, whew, that's hot. Those vocals. Whoa, right, okay, let's move on. I love the kick drum on the offbeat. And we've also got, it sounds like congas, you know, those kind of hand drums, the African sort of tribal things, you know, we've got those in there as well. You hear them in the mix.
Just like the wild wind sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
All syncopation on the kick.
Sings a song, sounds like she's singing.
So the hi-hat's on the actual beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Kick 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 and 2, 3. Ooh. Ooh, yeah, they're on the beat, aren't they?
Sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh,
on the beat.
Ooh, said ooh. And the days go by
Bass in.
like strand in the wind, in the web that is blown. I begin again.
Some cymbals decorated throughout there on the offbeat.
Nothing else matters.
That distortion. Gritty vocal. I love it.
Nothing else matters.
Ugh. Raw. Piano. That's one main thing we hear the whole way through the song. There's this question and answer throughout. He was no more, he was just like the white, just like the white. All the time, constant. It's not just a delayed effect. It's all proper old school. Get in there and record that bit again. Let's be added on, you know.
He was no more than a baby then.
Sounds so free and improvised.
Seemed broken-hearted. Something within him. But the moment that I first lay.
Lots of these little motifs the whole way through as well. Do you notice this? Da 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 da. Hooks you. Da 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 da. So much rhythmic content coming from the vocal.
Something within him.
It's rhythm and melody together, like, but that's why it's so groovy. Here we go. No. Constant tease. This time. Not that time. Keeping us on our toes. Let's have a look at some of the piano. It's just I would expect that a lot of that has been jammed out. It could even be that run through a couple of takes or whatever, doing different things. But again, the piano sounds very free. It's like, let's add some piano into that. It's not like the same motif coming back, unless it is, and I haven't picked up on it. But it doesn't sound like that. It sounds just sort of jammed, you know? It's like they're conscious of the arrangement and the production. It's like, we're going to have the piano in, but instead of just littering the song with, I stick a piano in, stick an organ in there, a bit of strings. No. They're still working with this really stripped back formula. Do you notice how almost kind of iconic each of the rolls, the kick drum, it's not, when do you ever hear a kick drum on the one and? When do you hear that? So the kick drum has this complete identity that you wouldn't normally get in most songs. Even the hi-hat, it's driving it. The hi-hat is, I guess it's a driving part of the drums, like, but you don't normally think of it in isolation. That guitar riff's not moving anywhere. Hats off to Waddy Watchell. That would be a nightmare to record that. I'm glad I didn't. Not that I would have the opportunity to do that. But that would stress me out, because you'd be like, okay. But the other thing about it is it's free. It's back to those sort of analog days of, even you can hear Stevie's voice slightly, I don't want to say pitchy, it's the wrong word, but you can hear where it's sort of not perfect. But the fact that it's not perfect is what makes it so good. We could get into this whole big debate, about do it again, another take, aim for perfection. And at the time when you're in amongst that, it seems like the right thing to do. It's like, oh, that was slightly off, let's make it perfect. I love the fact that it's not all perfect. Even you can hear some of the backing vocals when they're coming in. The girls aren't completely together and stuff like that. But it doesn't matter. If anything, it's a positive thing, especially in this day and age where we don't get that happening anymore. So if anything, it's made this music even more special, I think, even more endearing. The humanity coming through.
It's like the one ring doves in the song sounds like she's singing. Said, ooh, baby, ooh. Said, ooh.
Syncopation on the piano.
Today, maybe I will go again tomorrow. Yeah.
See, even the vocals riffing.
Well, it was hauntingly familiar. Well, I see you do it when I try to do for me. Well, there was some poet.
More. I'd be in for that bit, I'd be in for that. There's some rhythmic things. Bam, 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 bam. Same rhythmic patterns again. It's new than before, but it's kind of like, I feel like this is like a call to arms, this song, or something about it. It's got that sort of, feel like it's building you up to sort of be part of something. You can see, you can feel that. You would expect that most people listening to it would be sort of ramped up, and it has that real sort of communal sort of, I don't know, it makes me think of like a tribal thing, like a rally, but just because of the way it just feels inclusive, feels like we're all in this together, it's class. Lots of blues stuff there coming back from the You know, the older days, you know. Ah, yeah.
Words from a poetry, words from a fire and a melody. Nothing else mattered.
Bass doing a little bit more now, yeah.
Just like the white-winged dove sings a song.
The same intro with the drums, da-da-da-da-dum, seems to bring us in each time.
Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, say ooh. Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, say ooh.
You hear the piano's doing the effect that the kick drum was, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, ooh. That's where the kick drum was, you know, so they're using the same sort of rhythmic devices but shifting it between the instruments. Clever.
Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, say ooh. The clouds never
Bass out.
expect you when it rains, but the sea
Lots of piano.
changes color, but the sea
Her vocal harmonies,
does not
man.
change.
Yes, Ed. Full noise. Let it breathe.
I went forth with an angel desire to please on the edge of 17.
Just never sure. You're never sure when those syllables, it's going to be 17 or 17. She just keeps you hanging on everything. So much of a tease.
To please on the edge of
17. Same snare roll being used that brings us in. There's another, I'm telling you, tease. This is all so much like that conversation has to have happened somewhere in the studio, or like that's part of what this song is. It's just a big tease, like, and there's no negatives towards that, you know, because I'm aware that that word tease can have negative connotations, but it's a positive thing, you know. I guess it's like those kind of movies where it's like you're waiting for the big payoff moments. That it has to toy with you. You can't just get it straight away. You have to be toyed with. That's part of what makes it so rewarding, and all that. No, we're not in this time, because the last time we heard the we were in, you know. So using those sort of devices that we've heard the whole way through to fool us, and to make this sort of you know, the whole thing tie together in a cohesive way, you know, it's you know, you kill two birds with one stone in that sense. You can really hear those congas. Is it congas or congos? See, the congo's like a jungle. That the conga's like one of those dance. Or is it the bongos? Should have had a coffee before this.
Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, dead ooh.
Cymbals joining the kick.
Just like the white-winged dove sings a song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, dead ooh. Well, then suddenly there was no one left standing in the hall. Yeah, and it flowed up tears that no one really ever heard before at all.
Superb.
Well, I ran searching for an answer, upstairs and
That
home.
distorted guitar again.
Find an answer, just to hear the call of a night bird singing, come away, come away.
Has to be now.
Come away. Just like the white-winged dove.
Yeah.
Just sing the song, sounds like she's singing. Ooh, baby, ooh, yeah, ooh. Just like the white-winged dove sings the song, sounds like she's singing.
Lots of cymbals now on the beats. Adding drama. are those sort of delayed things again, you know. It's kind of like they've got a little list of, you know, listed everything out and being like, oh, the snare roll, the harmonies, the this, the that. It's like where are we going to dot these throughout, you know, the repetitive nature, the call to answer thing between the instruments. Got this recipe cooking. Guess another thing I should point out is that even though the instrumentation has all of this unique identity about it, it's still there to support Stevie. You know, nothing in the arrangement is distracting from her. I feel like I'm hearing the snare rolls. I'm hearing all those things I'm mentioning to you, but not in a way that's sacrificing the vocals. Might not be commentating on the vocals as much as some of the other things, but my ears still primarily being pulled into her. She's the emotion, that's really strong emotional content throughout. Yeah. So it's all there as a supportive role. So nothing's getting in the way. Fantastic. Classic fade out. Has to be a fade out. You know, you wonder what, you know, well, when you write music, you have to end a song. And so fade out is still an end to a song. You know, it's a decision you have to make. It's like, what way are we going to end this? Has to be a fade out. It was always going to be a fade out. Now, I'd be interested to hear what they do live. They might put a tail on it, put a little section on at the end or whatever, because you can't fade out live with a live band. Can't really be done. So, but you're in that, you're just in the party, like, you know, and you can't just go da 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 dum and end it. It's going to be anticlimactic. So just to have the thing that's been here and it's like it's come down and visited you and being part of you, and now it's just taken away and off it goes. Yeah. Disappears off into the fog again. Brilliant. You know, brilliant. So if you happen to enjoy this video, folks, please do like and subscribe. Consider supporting me on Patreon, downloading my music. Have a look through the description box. There's different ways that you can support the channel if you happen to enjoy this content. So yeah. Whoa, Stevie. Brilliant. See you next time. If you're passionate about piano, whether as a player or listener, or if you're considering online lessons or masterclasses, please visit my YouTube channel, John Wilson Online Piano Lessons. There you'll discover a wealth of piano performances with many more to come. Based on demand, I'll also be introducing video tutorials for piano pieces. Thank you.